Now, I am sure that I'm probably more than likely going to incense and enrage and incite some type of emotional response for what I'm getting ready to say. Now, here at the Walmart in Lafayette, Tennessee, apparently this is some type of memorial for veterans. You know, the veterans in war, and then, of course, you know, people who, you know, thank you for your service to our country, the whole 9 yards. The reason for this video is I'm trying to figure out, why is this flag flying half-mast? Now, you know, a lot of you already know, especially those of us veterans, military, we know that the flag flying half-mast denotes that somebody in the service of our country has died, or either there's been some type of catastrophe here on our soil, such as some crazy person grabbing a gun and going in and killing innocent civilians, you know, modern day terrorism over here in the United States of America. Now, my sentiments tells me, at least my thoughts tell me, that there's some type of show of solidarity for the people there in Paris. But you have to understand that, look, we have terrorism going on over here in our country right now. And while I do have empathy, and I am very sympathetic towards the people's feelings and emotions, and as you know, the common saying goes in this hypocritical country, people who don't even know how to pray and people who don't even know how to have an original thought, they will coin this statement, or they've said this statement 1,000 times: our thoughts and our prayers are with you. Well, anytime I hear that statement, I go, well, who told you you had an original thought in the first place? And who in the hell are you praying to? Because, I mean, if you're praying, what are you praying to, and what are you praying for? What power, what spirit you're invoking? You know, I'm thinking about all this stuff. So here's the flag flying half-mast. Now, while I do not like, and I want you to hear me very well, any atrocities taking place to anybody, you know, I don't like the fact, and I'm gonna state facts here, that the United States of America and its empire and its military might and its power are literally going around killing innocent civilians in other sovereign countries without the agreement of the United Nations that we somehow like to think that we're with. But every time we turn around and we disagree with them, we still go bomb the hell out of sovereign countries anyway. I don't like the fact that we go over and kill innocent civilians. I don't like it, and call it collateral damage or necessary evil. Any more than I like it than people who are setting up these stage attacks like 9/11, trying to tell us that some people actually staged these attacks and got these planes and stuff and flew them off into buildings and stuff. I don't believe that crap. Never have believed it, still ain't believing it now. But what's amazing to me is we're sitting up here and we got this flag flying half-mast, and if my memory serves me right, I guarantee we're doing this for the so-called victims in Paris. Okay, now what about the Congo? What about the exploitation of the Congo? Or what about Egypt? Or what about Palestine and the current Israeli occupation that has literally committed genocide against the indigenous people of that land? What about the Indians, who are now less than 2% of the population in this country, who have been raped, robbed, murdered, pillaged, stolen? Or what about the so-called Africans, really they're Hebrews, the blacks here in this country, as well as the Western Hemisphere, who have literally been robbed of a knowledge of self, been raped, robbed, murdered, stolen, pillaged, the whole 9 yards, lynched, hung from trees and everything else by a particular power. I'm gonna tell you what this flag is about. This flag right here is about, along with this country right here, this is about, and I'm showing you something, that all these countries, these European countries, are Confederate. You see, we have all this terrorism going on in our backyard and ain't no flags flying. No flags are flying for Michael Brown or Trayvon Martin or any of these other people and stuff. And see, this is the type of stuff that incites and causes racism, especially those of us who have an informed mind. This is where racism comes, because see, people like me, I don't have my head stuck in the sand. Yeah, I spent 10 years as a paratrooper in the United States war machine. So I know what the hell is going on. So I definitely don't want to hear any opinions, especially negative opinions, from some of you chicken hawks over here who actually think that you have the balls and the gall to actually step up to the plate and strap on some boots and a uniform and go off into some third world country, be willing to die for this godforsaken country that we living in. Now, I was deceived and didn't know what I was talking about then, but I'm well informed now, and that's why I'm here informing you. So my question is, why we find the United States of America flag to something that has happened to somebody else in another country? Do we fly flags for all those people that got murdered over in Tiananmen Square? No, we don't do that. We don't do that. Anytime that China does that or Russia does something like that, we don't fly any flags for the Syrian refugees. Or do we? No, we don't. No, we don't. We don't. See, we're hypocrites. To the highest degree, we're hypocrites. And that's what I'm stating facts. And I know that truth is stranger than the lies that are constantly being told today. But you must know the truth, because it's the only thing that will set you free. Now, you do have your own choice. And you do have your own decision to continue to keep thinking the way you want to think and function the way you want to. But that doesn't mean that those of us who are informed are, because we understand the game. My whole sole purpose and reason here is to give you an alternative perspective and point of view. That's what it is. That's what it's all about, is to let you really truly see what's going on. Psalms 83 talks about all the nations being confederate against a particular people, and most of the ancient Hebrews. And you people got to understand that all these European nations are confederate. They are literally confederate, and they are together. I seen a picture this morning of Obama and Putin sitting there coercing and actually being with one another. But that's just exactly what's going on. And I'll begin to explain all this and talk to all this maybe a little bit later after I get back in. So y'all have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you later once I get home. Shalom.